From the OU TV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics. Proudly combating the thought police since 2016, here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. And we've got more news than the news can news, so buckle up. Over the weekend, there was a terrorist attack at a naval base in Texas. It was perpetrated by a Saudi Arabian soldier that killed 3 young American men. Now, Trump says Saudi Arabia feels super bad about it. Really, really bad. Awful about it. They feel awful. Probably worse than even we feel. They feel so bad. So it's probably not a good idea to talk about it right now. Yesterday, a report dropped that the Afghan war, America's longest war, has been a complete shit show money pit that was never going anywhere. And that's probably the nicer way to summarize it. I don't know, why don't you read it and summarize it any which way you want to? The Inspector General yesterday dropped a report of his own, exonerating the FBI from any funny business in the startup of the Russian investigation. Now Bill Barr is out there running pass interference for Trump, insisting that there's still a damning report about the Russia investigation. You just gotta wait a couple more months for it. It'll be out just before the next election. You'll see. And he promises that you'll be upset about it. So since you're gonna be upset about it anyways, I think both Trump and Barr would really like you to just be upset now about it anyway. Federal prosecutors recommended that former Deputy Trump campaign chairman Rick Gates serve no prison time, citing his extraordinary assistance in Special Counsel Robert Mueller III's Russia investigation. All right, but today, the real big headline is that the House Democrats this morning unveiled 2 narrowly drawn articles of impeachment against President Trump. 1, abuse of power. 2, obstruction of Congress. The evidence has been piling up over the last 60 days as the president's plan to use his powers to benefit himself slowly erupted before him, and the gears and values of this nation have tried to slow his roll. It was a perfect phone call. Was it, Mr. President? Denial's not just a river in Africa. Denial is a coping mechanism that gives you time to adjust to distressing situations, but staying in denial can interfere with treatment of your ability to tackle challenges. If you're in denial, you're trying to protect yourself by refusing to accept the truth about something that's happening in your life. The Republicans are in denial. There's just no other word for it at this point. This isn't politics anymore. This is the basic acceptance of reality versus the refusal to accept reality. This is the idea that investigation after investigation can exonerate Hillary Clinton or the FBI, and there are still cries of foul play. This is the idea, on the other hand, where investigation after investigation with indictments after indictments and people going to jail and prison, evidences of crimes, and there are now cries still saying, there's nothing to see here. Wake up and smell the coffee, people. The seams of America are bursting. Will the system hold up under the stress? God bless America. Yesterday, the Golden Globes were announced, and for the first time in history, broadcast TV was completely shut out. Now, we here at Brief News Brief are not an entertainment news outlet, so don't get all confused about what our priorities are. But this is particularly interesting. If in the 80s, video killed the radio star, the story of this last decade is streaming killed the broadcast TV star. What's a bit hard to resolve is that the Golden Globes are aired on broadcast TV, and basically no one watches award shows anyway, so it's going to be a primetime broadcast TV award show only honoring streaming programs. This is more of a cultural milestone than anything else. How ironic that these nominations were announced by TV network stars. Tim Allen from Fox's Last Man Standing, Susan Watson from NBC's This Is Us, and Dakota Fanning from TNT's The Alienist. They took to the stage to announce nominees for the 77th Annual Golden Globes on The Today Show. And for the first time ever, not a single program or actor from the major networks was among the honorees. Some call it shocking and weird. Some say, oh, it's fine, all the big money is still in the networks. While the award shows and nominations are not the most important metric with which to judge Hollywood, particularly not the Golden Globes given the Hollywood Foreign Press Association's controversial reputation or the notorious penchant for just wanting to party with big-name stars, but it's still worth a mention. Streaming giants are dominating, and it's daunting the Hollywood framework. It's almost 2020 and it is still happening. People are burning books in China. Library officials in northwest China, hoping to demonstrate their ideological fervor and loyalty to the Communist Party, began purging politically incorrect books and religious materials. Burn, baby, burn. Civilization, burn it all to the ground. They even photographed the destruction to showcase their work. They're so proud to be book burners. Book burners! It has come to this. Chinese society is tipping further into authoritarianism. It has been a slow burn, if you will, but last year, Chinese President Xi abolished term limits. Then came what feels like constant fight for democracy in the streets of Hong Kong, with the blood battles and the gas and the suppressed people. Then came the news of spying apps in all the phones in China, and now the book burning incident with all of its dark historical precedents from places and countries, countries like Nazi Germany. China also announced this week that they want all non-Chinese tech companies out of the country in the next 2 years. The social media blast of the book burning event included a red banner declaring that it would grasp the themes of education and promote the comprehensive and strict development of the party. Chinese authorities in recent weeks have talked up the importance of tightening their grip over the classroom after Hong Kong's pro-democracy protests, which Beijing believes are a product of the city's independent and wayward education system. Oh, the liberal education system telling you that you can be free and vote? Democracy is a sweet, sweet lover. Let she not be taken for granted.